Hello, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which time you're gonna watch this. First of all, thank you for letting me in your life, in your day, in your attention. I also thank life that you are here because if you are here with me is because you are in this spiritual search, and I feel honored to be here in this moment of your life. And today I have changed my scenery a little bit and everything around it because I wanted to make up my own reality check. And this got very interesting because about 2 weeks ago, actually on the 4th of July, and I know this because I related it to the 4th of July party, of course. Um, I was in here in the city that is the city of my ancestrals, and the place is lovely. I mean, it's all green areas, but that's not only it. Like the city, which is called Campos do Jordão, is actually what they call to be the Brazilian Switzerland because the style of building of all the houses, they're very different like they are in there. So for the Brazilian cultural aspect of house architectural building, the city here looks very differently architecturally wise. And when I was here in the 4th of July, I came here like all excited and I wanted to show you guys the city of my ancestrals, but I was looking at the video and that I think that I was so excited about being back in the city that is from my ancestors because I mean all the vacations when I was a kid I was used to spend vacations in here with my cousins. And I was like really excited in presenting the architecture in the city, and then I realized I was sounding more like a real estate person rather than someone talking about spirituality. And I got like, oh my god, I cannot upload that video because I sound like a real estate agent. But that got me thinking, why was I so excited and why was I sounding like real estate? And then I realized how agitated I was, how agitated I was. And for some reason, I remembered about a video of a girl from my country in which she's making herself a reality check, and I thought that this was time for me to do the same. And oh my god, I wish that this could be ended by now, but believe me, it's been a really long time since I am in a transition phase. And that transition phase is more related to the fact that I'm trying to arrange some courage to do very big changes that would change my whole lifestyle. And of course, that when these changes happen, we tend to feel a little insecure because we're like, is my family going to be okay? Is my daughter going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? What are going to be the new challenges? Because I'm trying to transition from a type of profession that is really safe and secure to a profession that is like new and alternative. So it's a different type of space in which we need to work on. And because of that, I have been facing such a huge, huge, huge phase of life transition that has been causing me to change the decoration in my rooms, in my house, and it has been causing me to have to set different times to do some routine things. And of course, that it worries me, right? Because, I mean, who wouldn't like to have stability as a base to know that everything is safe and secure, right? But then I started talking to myself when that reality check came to me. I was like, why does this matter so much? Isn't it life ephemeral enough for me to know that this is just a teeny tiny thing? I mean, if I'm gonna die at 98, if I'm gonna die at 98, this is such a small thing, to correct the track that I was living from something that I didn't love to do to now be on the path of something that I love to do, which is to be here with you guys, talking about all these reflections that can help us grow so much. And then I was like, I am so much more simple than that. My thing is just to sit on a bench in front of a fireplace and enjoy a starry sky and travel to see the world and all the geographical spaces that God gave us to enjoy. And I was like, oh my God, why is this being so difficult to just accept, to stop, relax, and just letting thoughts go? Why am I running away from it? Because I understood that when I got here to Campos de Jordão, so agitated as I wasn't being me. I'm not so sure if I was trying to accomplish something or if I wanted to please someone or if I wanted to sound like I'm such a big success, which I'm not. Maybe I'm on the path to it. But today I'm just me. I'm just a person with not that big number of followers, and I'm just here venting my heart about spirituality because that heals me. And I was like, what is the problem in all of that? I don't have that much success or fame. I don't need to sound like I do. And I was like, I am in the middle of this very, very, very beautiful city with a lot of natural beauty available for me to enjoy. And why am I trying to sound like I'm something that I'm not? And because of that, today I decided to do the live on a very simple look. You can see I'm on my Molleton. I don't know the name of this type of blouse in English, sorry, but I'm in, because the city is very tall, so it's very cold too. I think we are about 9,000 feet high, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, that's the height of the city compared to the sea, right? And oh, please don't take that building about the basis of the different architecture because that is just a regular building. But it's more everywhere about the city and everywhere else. I will keep here some images afterward from all the shots that I did. And while I was going through all that excited feeling, trying to feel like I was such a big hit, I was like, what is the problem in having a simple life? And why am I running away from being calm? And guys, I'm going to vent something. I have been through such an emotional phase because, I'm going to be honest here, right? Because I don't have nothing to hide and I wouldn't be interested in hiding anything as well. But I'm having problems with relationship. Who doesn't, right? And it could become like a separation, like for real. And it has been demanding a lot of emotional strength inside of me to not drop things down, to not like throw the bucket. In Brazil, we call it like kick the bucket. But yeah, I'm holding a lot of things in me to not let things fall apart in my life and for my daughter's life. But of course, that those things, they harm us, right? They mix our hearts, they leave us confused. And I think that I was in such a moment that my pride was really hurt, that I think I was trying to get like super pride state to maybe try to convince myself And then I was like, but that's not me. I'm more the type of reality check, and I'm not so much the type that is such a fan of pride. I'm not such a fan of pride. I think that the more we keep pride, the more we step away from love. Because love is reality, and love does reality check very often. And precisely now that I'm leaving that Zuko phase from one of the stories that I posted recently, I'm in that Zuko phase in when Zuko from Avatar: The Legend of Aang, the drawing series, when he's in a fever, which is the second season, 18th episode, he's having this fever because previously he was such a bad guy and he did great things, but not for himself. He did great things to try to prove his value to his family, but his family was making exigences of hurtful things. And then he goes through that fever and he understands that he's actually changing. He doesn't want anymore to do things to prove himself to his family. He just wants to live and do things for love. But because he didn't have the practice to do things for love, he used it to, I mean, he had this firepower because he was from the firebending family and he had this firebending power. And he used it to do all of that from anger. He used to work with his firepower from anger. And there is a huge symbology in here because fire is the willpower in the tarot and astrology, you know? So when you are talking about the fire, you are talking about the power of action. And look at the symbology. Precisely when he stopped doing his fire bending powers for stop to prove himself to his family, and then he starts to do it for love and to help other people. He doesn't get to reach his powers anymore. And why is that? Because now he's trying to gather his power from a different place, right? And that is very important. Microphone on. I hope my microphone is on. I'm sorry. And why is that very important? That is very important because it's like this. Correcting the root hurts, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Correcting the root for a life that you don't like, but you've got some safety on it and some comfortable on it. To change from that to something entirely new, that you will have to start from the beginning with low salary and all of that, and to new ways of doing things. It's like a baby being born. You have to learn things from the beginning again. It's like if you're crawling and you get totally unused to the feeling because you had such a good life when you were in the financial world, in the administrative world. But now you're going for spirituality. That is not even a work field. You have to really like believe in yourself because if you don't, probably others won't as well. But it's not a matter of just other believing. It's more a matter of do you want to live for love your life, or do you want to live a life that you hate and you want to take a vacation from your life, you know? So I stopped with myself and I understood, hey, stop with that pride. You're trying to look like over proud because you're feeling in the beginning, and it's not a problem to be in the beginning. And I started talking to that spirit that is such a good counselor for me, and he was like, uh, do you remember how is it every day to wake up and have a feeling that you're going to hell because you need to face a life that you don't like? Can you imagine? Because we don't know life, right? I mean, can you imagine if by any unlucky you die tomorrow? Is this the life you would like to have been living? Trying to get the best lighting here, okay. Is this the life you would like to be living? If you were... Guys, just a bit, I need to change position. Just a bit, because... Okay. I think I got to place better just a bit. So, yeah, okay. So as like, don't overpride yourself because first of all, pride steps you away from love. And if you want to try to be like super pride, and if you want to put that energy that you're such a big success when you don't feel like it, you're trying to lie to yourself. And when you try to lie to yourself, you get out of your spiritual energy. And the thing about your spiritual energy is that this is what brings you all the magic that you need to change your life to the path that you want to change it to. But if you keep trying to lie to your spirit, that just doesn't get lie, he only stays connected to the true, you're going to lose the little that you got to the direction of the correction. And that got really worried on me. And I was like, I need to correct this. I'm not that over proud person. I am in the beginning of a path that I'm doing in the name of a love that is in my heart, which is related to bring spirituality as a normal daily routine conversation, because this can make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives, because sometimes it's just about one spiritual conversation that you have in a day that you didn't expect it and your whole life changes because you out of nowhere have this epiphany and this brilliant insight that gives you the courage to change everything. And then I got proud in a different way. I got proud that I was like, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I got the courage to make the changes. And now the changes are being placed on earth. And now that the changes are here and I'm here, I'm proud that I chose the path of love. I know that the transition sucks, guys. Believe me, I am Scorpio. I like knowing things. Not only I like knowing things, but I also um, I do not only like things, but I also I like to know things. And it's not that I'm fond of steadiness. I'm not so fond of steadiness. I do like changing things every now and then to very different places. But I like the experience of seeing and being on the control of everything that I do and the next steps. And the invite of a spirituality is a completely different type of invite because when spirituality invites you, they will do to you the truth of your heart that will lead you to happiness. Isn't that good? That is perfect. But because I don't know my path of happiness, I have to surrender. And surrendering for me is the hardest part because I love to be in control of things. And I have learned that actually, when I surrender and just allow the moment with all of its honest mistakes, lucky finds me. Lucky gets in my way and things go better for me. And why is that all about? And that is all about with the fact that I grew up in this family in which success, fame, and reputation mattered a lot. But for some reason, I didn't get those values to the inside of my heart. I always wanted to be connected with spirituality and love. And it's good actually, right? Because when you lose pride, you enhance love. And when you enhance love, you enhance spirituality, right? So I caught up myself understanding that it's okay to be feeling in this eternal transition that seems to never be stopping because a wake up call from spirituality puts everything into the correct path. So all the lies that are in your life, they are going down. Even if you were with a husband for so many years, if it's a lie, this is going to go down. But it's not a reason to be sad because if if the life you lived was a lie and now this will be breaking apart, that also means that now your honest story will start and nothing stops that story from also containing a really love. on my path, a really romantic love path on my journey, right? And if I correct the path, the only difference of what will happen is that I will be then with someone who really likes me. Isn't that like highly important? That is highly important, isn't it? So I decided to come back to my ancestral city because I wanted to come here and really connect with my inner being. That one kid that was not worried of anything, that was just coming in here to enjoy. And I no longer need to enjoy as I used it to enjoy when I was a kid. I no longer need to go to the discos. Microphone again, sorry. I no longer need to go to the discos. I no longer need to keep finding the, how do you guys call it? I like that word. The pals. It's another word, but okay. I don't need to keep finding the pals to, oh, like I'm between friends. No, what is it? The reality in me. The reality in me is that I like simple places with a lot of greenery on it. So I came back in here to be honest to myself, to put myself in the place of where I am right now, which is I'm a very simple person. I do have that willing to get into prime luxury real estate because I love Netflix programs from Oppenheim and all of the others, like the agency from France, the selling, how's that? Selling Tampa Bay, selling Coney Island, selling, what is the other one? OC, Orange County, selling Beverly Hills. I love all of those. I have such a great time watching that. And I always feel like I could do that. I could do that. And plus, I got 5 languages, right? I super could do that. And I was like, okay, you can like that, and you can like that lifestyle, but that is not the lifestyle you live. You live as someone who is looking for the simplicities of life, and you're willing to connect. And if you want to connect with spirituality and with truth and with love, don't make up a reality before it exists. If you like the idea of becoming a real estate agent, go do the path to become that. But I hope that I am choosing a path that I love. So I didn't choose that yet because I like the idea and I think I would do that like super well. But right now, in this moment of my life, my search is totally related to spirituality and spiritual healing. Like in that music from Nako Barrow when he says it's Aloha Keakua from Hawaii language, right? And he says, um, oh my God, I lost. I had such it in the tip of my tongue, but then I lost. Doesn't matter. It's that music. Okay, later I'll find it. Anyway, it's about doing a reality check. Oh, yes. In the music, he says, spirituality is calling me to get a hurry presenting musical medicine for people, which is his project, right? It's musical medicine, which is, I love. I love, I love, I love, I love. I love Nicole Berry. If you ever watched this, I love your project. I totally love it. Congratulations. I feel you were so spiritually touched, and all the words you say, they teach me a lot, and the way you think, it teaches me a lot too. So thank you so much. Anyway, and yes, I can be whatever it is that I wish to be at any point, but right now, I want to take care of my heart, and I want to live in reality. And if God may allow me to fulfill my dreams, I also want to go out to the world, throughout the world, to spread spirituality as a healing path, but as a healing path to your heart. And I would also like to teach telepathy to people because telepathy is about connecting to hearts, two hearts, or more hearts, not only two, but a lot of hearts, as much as you want to connect with. So I am in this moment. And if ever later I get to be a prime real estate agent, luxury prime, super prime, as you guys call, or not, I will only know then when I feel like I want to live it, right? But right now, I have fun watching it over Netflix. and being in here chatting with you guys about this spiritualized chat. Not not only because I want to really grow and spread myself throughout there, and I want to be famous and all of that. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I do want all of that, but not because I feel like I'm gonna be loved, but because I think that by being famous, I do get the chance to spread so many good messages to so much more people, right? And also because this is a chance of a person to grow into the world. For example, I I am myself in others when I get to make my ideas to make sense to other people. And if I have an idea, and if that idea is good, and I take it to a friend of mine, and that friend of mine takes that idea and that helps his life too, I just spreaded myself into the world and into the history for a little bit more. Because I mean, to just be famous and to just be in people's mind is something. But when you bring good ideas that can change the way that people think and live and bring them to respecting and loving themselves, you go into history because probably that person who heard that good idea is going to spread to his friends and families, who is going to spread to his kids and nephews and all the kids, and this will go through all the future generations, right? So I would rather that right now, you know. I do want to be big, but I want to be big to bring like really good things that can heal and can bring emotional comfort for people who has this hurt in their heart that seems to never stop because they're feeling like they're missing something that is out of reach. And let me tell you the secret. That thing that you are missing is yourself and your spirituality. And you will get to touch it and stop missing it and living with it when you authorize yourself to stop being so agitated and to stop being so committed. Because the problem is, people think that they have more value when they're doing something for others and when they're being useful for the family or whatever. But no, you don't value just when you're useful. You're very valuable when you love. And to love, you just need to be. So when you just are, and when you just are from your way of being, then you're being loved. And then you really are bringing to society what was your life role to the whole thing. Okay? Thank you for being in here with me. I hope that by doing my own wake up call and reality check, I hope you get, as I used my friend's example, I hope you get to use this example to do your own reflective state. And I hope for you that you get to find the truths that your is desiring for, okay? If you're in here with me today, thank you so much. Um, Thank you so much, Love and Moon Boutique, for this healing space. Love and Moon Boutique, Evan, you remind me of this. You see this in here, which is a tree? The tree is beautiful because every tree is connected to a root. So the trees, they have this root on the base, but their leaf is connected to the sky. So they don't miss out on anything. They don't miss out on the reality of earth, and they don't miss out on the beauties from heaven. Okay? So this, for me, is it. Love and Moon Boutique, Evan. You, for me, is it. You are, for me, the ground in which I planted my root and I still get to stay with my leaves connected to heaven. So thank you so much for this space. I worship this with all my heart and I love this and I thank God every day for this. And If it was for my heart, I would like to leave all my other jobs to just work in here for this purpose because this is what fulfills my heart. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a lovely and wonderful week connected to the truth of your heart, okay? Thank you so much. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye. Yes, it was connected. Good.